My name is Marilyn and today we're going to talk about quadriceps. The quadriceps are the four muscles in the front of your legs, and for people that do biking or running or sit for long periods of time, they get very, very tight. So in today's video, I'm going to demonstrate 8 different stretches and yoga poses that you can use in order to combat this issue. The first one we're going to start with is called chair pose. And so with it, it's just like you're sitting back in a chair. So if you had a chair sitting behind you, you'd lean back and put your buttocks towards the chair, lift those arms up, elevate those arms and look up, and sitting down in chair pose. So make sure the weight is on your heels, you're sitting back in that chair, and use the breath. Breathe. Deep inhale and exhale. As with all of our poses, you should hold them for 3 to 5 long breaths or 15 to 30 seconds for each pose. The second one we're going to do is our standing quad pose. So with it, you're going to be balancing, so it's a balancing pose. So if you need a wall or a chair, you can grab a hold of your right quadricep. Try to keep your knees together. You can hold with your left hand on the wall or the chair, or you can take the arm up in the air, and you can even bring it down into what we call dancer's pose, pulling that leg back and stretching that quadricep muscle. Once again, use the breath, very gently release it and come back up. Same thing on the other side, so if you're using a wall or a chair, then you want to turn and face the other way. Grab the other foot. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, you're going to pull that leg back, trying to keep the knee in line or behind it. Take that other arm up, and then you can lean forward in dancer's pose. So once again, whatever works best for you in terms of balance. The third pose that we're going to do today is warrior two pose. So we're going to take our left foot, we're going to take it forward, and our right foot is going back. So you're lining up the heels, the back foot is on a 45-degree angle. You're going to take a deep inhale. As you exhale, you're going to move forward over that front leg. So make sure the knee is over the ankle, not the toe. Take your arms at shoulder distance and lean over that front leg, feeling the strength in that quadricep. So warrior pose is a very strong pose, using the strength of those quadriceps. Breathe. You can sink into that pose on each breath. Very slowly, straighten the leg, turn forward, and then we're just going to do it on the other leg. So same thing. Make sure the front leg is straight, the back leg is on a 45-degree angle, heels lined up. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, you're going to lean forward, making sure that knee is over the ankle. Take those arms up at shoulder height. Deep inhale. As you exhale, lean over that front leg and feel that quadricep. You're going to really feel a nice stretch. Breathe through it. Deep inhale and exhale. Crescent or lunge pose is our next one, and we'll do a high and we'll do a low lunge. So it's similar to our warrior two. So we're going to take the leg in front, we'll take the left leg. We're going to lunge forward, but our back leg, rather than being flat, is on the toe. And you're going to take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to bring it down into that high lunge or that crescent pose, taking those arms up, pulling those arms back. Once again, making sure that that knee is over the ankle. Breathe, and then you can lower it down. Take that leg out a little further, and you're going to take it into your low lunge or your crescent, low crescent. And once again, you can repeat the same thing on the other side. Our next pose is lizard. So with lizard, we're going to start on our knees. We're going to take that left foot out in front, we're going to slightly turn the toe on an angle towards the corner of the mat. You're going to come up onto your toe here. You're going to take your hands on the instep of the foot. So make sure that both hands this time are inside of that foot. You can slightly push that knee to the side so that you're opening up that hip. You're also stretching that quad. And you're breathing in lizard pose. Now you can go down a little bit further, so you can come down onto the arms in lizard pose. And breathe. Deep inhale and exhale. Feeling that nice deep stretch. Walk it back up. And once again, we can do the same thing on the other side. So with lizard pose, taking it forward. Both hands on the inside of the foot. Back foot, you're on the toe. Push that knee out slightly to the side and angle that foot out in lizard. And once again, if you can, lower it down onto those forearms. And you'll feel a nice deep stretch through that quadricep, through that hip and that inner thigh. Hero pose. With hero pose, we're coming down onto both knees, a little bit more than hip distance apart. And this one is strong quadricep stretch. So you may have trouble getting back into sitting position with hero pose. So I suggest if you do, putting a pillow or a block underneath your buttocks. So your legs are a little bit more than hip distance apart. Your feet are straight back. And with it, you're going to sit back on your heels. So basically that's the whole idea, is to sit back on those heels. So if you can without the block, that's great. If you can't, you have the block there to help you. And you're going to feel a nice stretch through both quadricep muscles. So you want to sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes. Breathe. Just place your hands on your forearms and feel that nice stretch in the front of both of your legs in hero pose. Deep inhale and exhale. From there, we're going to remove the block and we're going to come into half saddle pose. So we're going to sit down on the mat, take both legs straight out in front, and then we're going to take one leg and we're going to bend it back. So we're bringing one leg back behind us, trying to keep those knees close together. And right away, you're going to feel a nice stretch in that quadricep. You may want to keep that block handy again because you're going to be leaning back. So if you can, you're going to work your way back and you can place that block down underneath you so that you can put it underneath your head or your back and lean it back into that nice half saddle. Breathe. Deep inhale and exhale. And then very slowly work your way up. Straighten that leg out. You're going to feel that in the ankle as well, so it's also a nice ankle stretch. Taking the other leg back, bending it straight back, keeping that front leg. And once again, working your way back down, stretching out that quad, lowering that body down, feeling that nice stretch in that left quad this time. Breathe. Deep inhale and exhale. And then very slowly walk it back up. You can also do full saddle. So once you've mastered half saddle on each side, you may want to try to do full saddle. And you'll definitely feel an extra stretch in those quadriceps. The last pose that we're going to work on today is called wide child's pose. So with it, you're going to go back into that table position, and we're going to take our knees nice and wide. So you want to take them about the width of that mat. And with child's pose, it's a nice restorative or resting pose. And we want to lean back on the heels. So we're going to walk the hands out in front, leaning our buttocks back towards our heels, lowering the head, stretching those arms straight out. And you'll find it's a little bit easier to get into child's pose and to stay in it with the heels and the buttocks together if you have the legs a little bit wider. So this is more of a diamond frog leg position with the legs. Resting here on each exhalation, trying to push your buttocks a little further towards your feet, stretching those arms out on top, and breathe. Deep inhale and exhale. And then very slowly walk those hands back up. And I'm just going to sit in a nice easy pose. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Namaste. Thanks for joining me today, and hope to see you again soon.